Allow me to be a sociologist, but the Gen Z stare is a physical manifestation of what it looks like when you don't grow up without enough human interaction. I think it's very telling of human evolution because this is a generation that grew up with nothing but screens, and it shows when you're talking in person. I can't imagine what it was like to be a young person in a pandemic where you saw your friends one day and then you never saw them again for a couple of years. But now that we're in real life, I think they forget that, like, we can see all of you. We can see you. Especially when
why does my generation have this weird obsession with trying to embody bougie, stuck-up cat behavior, while at the same time being the most lame, goofy, uncool, insufferable people in the room?
Tell us how you
I don't
really
know where
feel.
my generation got this from, but let me be the first to tell y'all, being awkward is not cool. It's not a personality trait. It's just a weirdo. Making other people feel weird for initiating conversation with you, it's not hip. It's not trendy. Just publicly make yourself look like a dumbass. You think it's okay because you have your two little fucking friends with you who want to co-sign on this weird-ass behavior. They're weirdos too. Like I said, bro, I'm just happy that the older generations are finally calling out Gen Z for being the lame, goofy motherfuckers that they have been my whole entire life.
I'm so strung out on you, I can barely move, but I like it. Oh, you know I like it. And it's all because of you. I'm so strung out on you, I can barely move, but I like it. And it's all because of you. Hey, it's all because of you. Hey, she's the sweetest dry sexual chocolate. Thank you for waking up with me, y'all. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do that every episode just to get it out. And wake y'all up with your boy one time for the one time. If you do not know who I am, as I catch my breath, I am Shane Black. This is Shane Black Reacts. Back with another video, back with another banger. Today we got something special. Today we got something different. If you like these type of videos and you want to see more of this goofiness, this love, go ahead and show your boy some love by hitting that subscribe button, dropping a like, comment, share, and rocking with your boy one time. Without further ado, roll the intro. It's your boy. You already know who the kid is. Shout out to the lefty, Ken Griffey Jr., the lefty goat. I'm a Dodgers fan, die hard, but when this kid came out to play, everybody took notice. Ken Griffey was that dude. You know, do your Googles. For the young ones out there, do your Googles. Today, we got a special treat. We got a special treat for y'all. Normally, I would react to something like, sports related or something, but this been on my heart heavy. This been on my mind heavy. Shout out to the Thai Boogie podcast, man. Shout out to you. I grabbed this video for you. I'm gonna show you all the love, all the support, all that good stuff. But I had to react to this. And he was talking about Gen Z and that Gen Z stare. I'm a millennial, and if you know anything about millennials, we know we the best. Cue the DJ Khaled.
We the best music.
But this generation Z, y'all built different. And he's going to talk about the Gen Z stare. And we going to sit back, relax, drink some water. It's summertime. It's hot. We're going to comment, critique, laugh, learn something. And, let's get into it. Shout out once again. Shout out to Thai Buggy podcast. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out.
Do you guys sell cookies here?
So glad that the older generations are calling out my generation, Gen Z, for being so socially immature.
The stare is them buffering, or they think too long to answer a question, okay? The conversation will go something like this. Do you want to go get ice cream?
Your boy is back in the studio, man. We get back active. So listen, when I was a kid, I was really active. Like, I was outside a lot. I did not have an iPad that I was walking around with. I ain't have an iPhone. In fact, my first phone was a singular phone. Some of y'all aren't even old enough to know what singular is.
I had one.
My second phone, or maybe my third phone, was a Razor. And then I had a Sidekick.
Yeah.
But I wasn't into my phones. I was outside playing with my friends. I was just an active
You
kid.
should be
like
outside.
when adults would come over to our house, I was that kid that my mom would be like, do the little dance, do the cartwheel, do the flip. You know, like I was just so active and so vibrant, ready to tell a joke. I got really young siblings that are part of the whole Gen Z generation. I just missed Gen Z by like a year, but I gotta say, I see a huge difference in a lot of these Gen Zers. They rather just be on their iPad or their phone all day, and interacting with them just seems mad awkward. Me, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to go sit on the green box and meet up with the homies, meet up with the girls from the neighborhood. Like, I was vibrant, playing ding dong ditch. Like, these are some of my best memories.
Facts.
But anytime I gotta talk to these Gen Z kids, or even some of the adults, it's just downright awkward. And if you don't have no siblings or friends that are Gen Z, I mean, you probably experienced it at cashier register or something like that. It's just a weird interaction. Like, a lot of them just sit around with this blank stare on their face as if you got 10 heads. And people are starting to notice this is becoming more common and common. And social media has diagnosed Gen Z. Social media has diagnosed some of the Gen Zers the Gen Z stare. Check this out.
The Gen Z stare, I see it.
Man, the way I describe the Gen Z stare is like when I talk to one of my little sisters.
I think he
I'll be
probably
like, hey,
had
what you gonna do today?
edit.
She just looks at me. I don't know.
That's funny. That's true.
What is there
That's
to
true.
do?
I am
It's
not
just
gonna
an
knock you for that.
experience of nothingness. It makes my back itch.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you so disassociated from reality? Like,
But that's because they're like the phones have taken away their life. The iPads, they've disassociated themselves with the outside world. They rather be inside. They rather be to their vices. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know how to, or didn't know how to connect with the outside world. The person to person, that peer to peer interaction is something that they quite don't understand. If you're not on the phone, if you're not in a group chat, if you're not on social media, if you're not behind a wall like a keyboard, then they don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want to talk to you. The interactions between them are mad awkward. Like, I'm starting to see, well, I've been seeing that, you know, in interviews and having casual conversation, they'll fall flat. They don't know what to say beyond a few words. And if you speak to them with a little bit of, intelligence, they'll, look at you weird. They don't understand the words. They want another breakdown of the breakdown. I'm like, sometimes you can't get through to them. But I digress.
one of my homies' younger brother the other day at a barbecue, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to the young brother. I say, hey, what school have you decided on? You excited for college? He looked back at me like, yeah. All right, well, like what you want to major in? Like, what you look forward to the most out of going to school? I mean, I'm just
You don't know.
just excited for college. And I'm just sitting there like, what is wrong with you? Is you high? Are you high right now?
Probably.
Is the blunt in your ear, nigga? Turn your neck, nigga. I gotta check for blunts.
Probably.
Because what I be thinking is these motherfuckers is high. I think Gen Z is high. Everybody high. Everybody smoking with everybody. Hot boxing before conversation.
True.
Like the kid was literally talking to me over his shoulder like this with a side eye. Just staring at a nigga. And I'm looking back at him like, nigga, is you gonna at least turn around, give me two shoulders? But there's something about Gen Z. These niggas is different. When you finally do get a response out of them, it's usually like, yeah. Back into their damn phone.
Facts.
It's the damn phone. The phone is the issue. Lift your head up, all right?
Lift it
Live
up.
in reality. Smell the roses, brother. Gen Z,
touch some
y'all
grass.
niggas is weird. Communicate.
grass.
Use your words.
Do you guys sell cookies here? Can I have a double scoop of chocolate and cookies and cream, but can I have them separate?
So 2 single scoops?
No, but separate.
So a double scoop, but 2 single scoops.
Who is going to tell Gen Z that the stare we're talking about is not the one that everyone under the age of 40 gives a boomer? We're talking about the stare when anyone tries to have just a normal human interaction with you, like in the flesh.
Yeah.
And you guys freeze the fuck up. I can't even count to you how many times I've tried to like say hi to like neighbors that are walking by that are like in their teens.
Yeah.
And they just look at you like they just saw a ghost and they're like, there's no way that interaction is real. And they keep fucking walking. It is this blank deer in the headlights stare that you guys have. And it's like, oh my God, it's a real live person talking to me.
A real person. They don't want to talk to.
Even if I hold the door for a Gen Zer, I get no thank you. I get no sort of interaction. They just look at the ground and then kind of look at me and like keep walking.
Let me tell you what that is. That's the zone out. Let me talk to y'all. That's the zone. You know, that's the zone out. I don't know how to have a conversation with you. I don't know how to interact with you. So my best bet is to ignore you. That is Gen Z. That's the Gen Z stare. That's like, I don't know what to do with my body, my brain, something short circuits. You know, not all Gen Z, but some of them. Yeah, she ain't lying.
I don't know if the pandemic really messed you guys up or if it's the iPads, but like,
facts.
We're not talking about the stare that everybody
Both
gets a
of 'em.
boomer. I give boomers that stare, and I'm 28, gonna be 29. We're talking about the lost look, the lights on, the no one's home look.
Gen Z stare. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it's not even
awkward.
nothing disrespectful. It's just like, it's literally the
awkward.
definition of like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Like, let me give y'all an example of a Gen Z stare.
Yeah.
For example, I have another job. I pump gas, right? I work at Wawa. Cool. A customer come up to me, or anybody would come up to me and be like, "Hey, do you guys sell gas?"
Well, duh.
You know, like, come on. Yes, I'm gonna sit there and stare at you, because what do you mean, do I sell gas at a gas station? That's the Gen Z stare. It's not really nothing disrespectful or nothing. It's just more like, can y'all think before y'all speak, please? Like, I promise you,
So this
we're not
is
trying to
a
be
Gen
mean,
Z
we're not trying to be
explaining
disrespectful.
the Gen Z stare.
Just, can y'all think before y'all about to say something, so I don't just gotta look at you in just complete disappointment, bro?
Yo, this is crazy. I feel like I'm being gaslit right now. So y'all trying to make it seem like the look that y'all are giving us is because we slow? Oh, hell no. I think I stand for all millennials and above.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be on some weird shit. Listen, growing up, you used to be able to make a friend just because somebody is sitting next to you. Your neighbor easily became your friend because y'all was in the same vicinity. Conversation was normal. Laughing with a stranger was regular. But when you talk to these young people, it feels like it's inconveniencing you. Now, I do understand, because sometimes I don't really want to talk to them. Or like sometimes when somebody says something slow, I look at them like,
the fuck?
Like my dad used to say, did you use your 15 seconds before you asked that dumbass question? Like, did you use
a bar. That's a bar.
Did you think?
Shout out to good fathers.
Did you try to solve it for yourself before you ask me? But honestly, I think there's something deeper going on with the interactions that Gen Z is having.
Shout out
like,
to
I
the
think
fathers.
there's something deeper psychologically that's going on with them. Check this out.
Allow me to be a sociologist, but the Gen Z stare is a physical manifestation of what it looks like when you don't grow up without enough human interaction. I think it's very telling of human evolution because this is a generation that grew up with nothing but screens, and it shows when you're talking in person. I can't imagine what it was like to be a young person in a pandemic where you saw your friends one day and then you never saw them again for a couple of years. But now that we're in real life, I think they forget that, like, we can see all of you.
We can see you.
Especially when you do this. I always giggle when I see videos and comments of like, Gen Z doesn't subscribe to the ableist conversation of having to say hi in public. Girl, we're talking about the fact that you have a face and it emotes, and you talk to people when they're talking to you. That's it.
She say they social interactions. I think they just high. It must be something in the sky. Listen, my complaint is not the customer service. But if we are gonna talk about customer service, anytime I ask customer service a question, it's like they look at me like, motherfucker, do I look like I work here? Like, I know I get a check from this motherfucker, but do I look like I work here? You know, they always got their headphones in. Some of them bold. They still got the iPod headphones where it's just hanging.
It's just
you
the
know
cord.
we got
No,
headphones on.
I've
They
seen
take
it.
out their headphones like, what you need? I get it. Nobody really wants to be at work. But I also don't want to pay these high-ass prices for bread and deal with bad customer service. But honestly, I blame the damn phone.
So glad that the older generations are calling out my generation, Gen Z, for being so socially immature. Finally, y'all invented this weird-ass Gen Z stare shit. Y'all know the one. You ask someone a simple question like, hey, do you need some help looking for something today? It just hits you with this dumb, confused, deer in headlights type of look, as if you just committed some egregious crime by simply asking them, treating them with basic human decency. Imagine having to grow up with these people, having to live around these people, being forced to commune with these people, being forced to go to school with these types of people. So yes, at 27 years old, I'm completely fed the fuck up with Gen Z. My generation is so emotionally constipated. Every single social interaction turns into this like awkward.
I like what he called it. He called it emotional constipation. That's a bar. Like, you just get so full of that bullshit. Like, you really got to think about it. Like, like, yeah. I like how he described that emotional constipation from Gen Z. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not all Gen Z, but these clips are telling different. Let's get back into it.
Tension-filled mess. Oh, and when you decide to call it out, or you change your behavior, you don't play into their weird-ass little mind games, they call you the weirdo. They say you're the one that's being weird. Like, what the fuck? Like, how am I weird when you just stared at me for simply asking if you needed some help finding some items? And I don't know what type of message that they're trying to convey when they do this shit. It's like, bro, I walked up to you because you were looking lost. And now that you're looking at me like this, you look even more lost. With this idiotic look on your face, what the fuck do you want me to do? Why does my generation have this weird obsession with trying to embody bougie, stuck-up cat behavior, while at the same time being the most lame, goofy, uncool, insufferable people in the room?
Tell us how you
I don't
really
know where
feel.
my generation got this from, but let me be the first to tell y'all. Being awkward is not cool. It's not a personality trait. It's just a weirdo. Making other people feel weird for initiating conversation with you, it's not hip. It's not trendy. Just publicly make yourself look like a dumbass. You think it's okay because you have your two little fucking friends with you who want to co-sign on this weird-ass behavior. They're weirdos too. Like I said, bro, I'm just happy that the older generations are finally calling out Gen Z for being the lame, goofy motherfuckers that they have been my whole entire life.
Thank you, brother.
They just been getting away with it because up until this point in their lives, I have been the only person in these rooms to tell them about themselves. Gen Z is the only generation outside the boomers who have gaslit and convinced themselves that their shit doesn't stink. If there ever were a more equally delusional generation of people outside the boomers, Gen Z.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea.
People say like Gen Z is the new boomers. We're going to grow up to be the boomers. I 100% believe them. We act just the same. Man, y'all don't understand how tiring it has been to live in a generation full of people who haven't emotionally matured past the age of 13 years old. I don't know, man. I think it's all the hair dye.
And I get it. People blame it on COVID. And social media does have a very strong hold on our younger generation.
That's true.
Like, the algorithm is getting so strong, it's to the point where it's literally thinking for people. To the point where people don't know whether or not that was an original thought or did the algorithm make me believe this. Like, I remember when I was deeply on my phone, it felt like anytime I put my phone down and had to deal with real world stuff, everything was just inconveniencing me. And when you think about a whole generation that was literally brought up on
Raised
being
on the phone.
on their phones, that is where their actual reality is in their head. So human to human interaction just feels very forced. And all of that stuff that the algorithm is giving you, these fights, these arguments, these random cat videos, the drama, the sports videos, by the time you put your phone down, you feel like you have already engaged with society. So by the time you put your phone down, it feels like you're just burnt out because all of your social interactions were just done on your phone. But I have another theory. What if all of us in these older generations, what if it's actually us? What if we're the problem? What if Gen Z is the first generation, which I kind of believe, being that they grew up on the information, what if they are just hyper aware of things that we weren't thinking about when we were kids? Like, think about your...
Here's the issue I have with that, bro. Like, I think part of what you're saying is right, but the other part is kind of like off. What we had as far as millennials was a balance. We were told to go outside, to go play, till the lights came on, to go interact with people, to use our social battery. We were told to go talk to people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, cultures, learn something, foods, clothing, music, style, just interactions. We were taught to go do things outside our norm. We were also told every action has a reaction. So like today, Gen Z, they don't fear the consequence. If you ask me, they're like, screw it, I'm gonna crash out, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I don't care about the consequences, you know, the repercussions, none of that. Like, we were told, hey, if you do something bad, your parents or somebody else's parents has the authority to whoop your butt, to call the police. Aunties, uncles, cousins, older neighbors that were cool enough with your parents had the okay. If you know what that is, comment down below and let me know. Today, the Gen Z, we're seeing that. We're seeing what was missed. We were seeing the discipline that was missed, or at least I am. Let me know if you see otherwise. This is what I think he's kind of like missing on the point, but let's get back into it.
Before you knew how bad the world was.
He is making some real good points.
They're growing up knowing how bad the world was. Like, I was pretty old before I seen somebody get unalived. But now you could literally just be scrolling on your phone and hit the little see anyways button, and boom, you don't watch the whole drive-by. And that kid that's watching, he ain't in from the hood. I feel like the phone is slowly traumatizing the kids at the same time, showing them how crazy the world actually is, stealing away their innocence. But at the same time, that hyper-awareness can also be saving them because they know so much so early. They don't make the same mistakes that we made. Whereas in our generations, we all extra giddy up because we ain't know nothing about nothing. The only thing we knew is what they put on the news. So what if this generation is just hyper aware and we got a little bit of stupid in us? Nah, that can't be the damn issue.
And like, y'all know that tweet that was like, can you people do anything? That's really how I feel about Gen Z, because like when I made that video talking about people's fear of perception, so many people were so upset and they're like, well, you just proved that you perceive. Hello, there's no getting around being perceived in life. So you just have to literally just get over it. Stop caring so much about it. Also, I feel like we be online so much that online people are very comfortable saying things to you, right? And y'all go out into the real world and it's almost like the things that you see people say online, you understand now that those are the sorts of thoughts that people have in their head. And I don't think y'all can deal with that. I think that's where the fear of perception comes from, because in reality, even if somebody is thinking something negatively about you, 9 times out of 10 in real life, nobody's gonna come up to you and be like, hey, I think your outfit is ugly as hell. Like, nobody's gonna say nothing to you in real life. But it's like, you know what they possibly might be thinking because you spend all your time on the internet intaking other people's thoughts. So now you're like hyper aware of how people's minds work and you don't even know how to function, instead of just like learning not to care. Because like, what can you do about it? Also, even before social media, people were judgmental and weird. Facts. And once again, facts. Usually they just keep it to themselves in the real world. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It also gets to a point where it's like, you don't have to be liked. I don't have to like your outfit. I don't have to think positive thoughts about you. It doesn't matter though. It's like, as long as I'm not doing anything to you, that's fine. Like, you know, and it's like, y'all are not okay with that. It's like, no, even if it doesn't affect me at all, I can't live with the idea that somebody's not thinking positive thoughts about me. Y'all gotta get them self-esteem.
And I get it, y'all have been bombarded by information, and y'all probably look at us like, dang, do you not know what's going on in the world? I mean, this is all happening subconsciously. If you feel like, oh no, I don't have those thoughts in the forefront of my brain, no, it's happening subconsciously because you've been exposed to so much so early. Like, cause even me, sometimes I look at my elders and I just look at them like with a sense of just lostness. Like, how are you so lost? Whether it's how they're unaware of how toxic they are, or how they just make very bad financial decisions and they literally create these issues that they find themselves in over and over again. Like, what do you mean if you don't get approved for a credit card, just put it in your kid's name? I think it was a lot simpler when society didn't know a lot, but we was a lot further behind as well. It's a strange topic because there's so many nuances. Because on one hand, I could see how this was created, but on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get out of this trance. Because if this is how the generation after the millennials are acting, how are the Gen Z's kids gonna now act? It's just crazy seeing how the world is changing, because Gen Z is the first generation to grow up with touchscreen phones. So as weird as they may seem sometimes, they also see through a lot of the bullish that their young brains may not be ready for, and it strongly impacted that social skill that was supposed to be being developed. So instead of being able to have conversation about just random topics, it seems like they're tired of performing. But I don't know. I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comments below. Have a little sister, little cousin, a little brother that acts like this, or somebody that you have experienced walking through Home Depot or Walmart? Comment below right now. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank Ty Buggy Podcast for his, critical and thoughtful, provoking breakdown. I mean, if you're part of the millennium generation, Gen Z, or boomers, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Even, the ones after Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or if you're young enough to go, Gen Beta, which is a whole nother topic. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below about, the generation gap and that Gen Z stare. You know what I mean? Like, that hit home for me because I definitely see it today. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. I am Shane Black on Instagram. That's Shane on TikTok. Shoot me a follow. But most importantly, drop a comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are almost at our goal of 500 subscribers. Thank you guys. I love you guys. See y'all on the next one. Peace.
Message.
And oh yeah, if y'all want to see that full video, if y'all really want to see that full video, I got it. Let me know in the comments. If y'all want to just see me sing that whole Neo song, I got the whole video. Let me know in the comments. I'll post the whole video, whether I get monetized for it or not. It don't matter. I was just having fun. That's what it's about. Having fun, loving what you do, and posting it. You know what I mean?